Well, hello everyone. I hope you're doing well tonight. And I do see already a comment from Colorado Moon. Hello, fellow Coloradan. You're up late with me. The East Coast people would be like, damn, she's streaming at midnight. I'm so tired. I didn't even feel like doing anything, but it's like I promised and I need to do what I promised. So I was like, nope, we're gonna do this stream. Even though I didn't even like get hardly anything set up. So yeah, introduction. So for my historical stuff, what a lot of you people might not realize is that the party records that I have in the archive, it's not a, oh, and you like my nails? No, that is, and it isn't highlighter pen. It actually is nail polish. So what I have in the archives is not a static collection. I constantly have people send me stuff. So Wayne will come in, you know, after I tell him to shut the door, then he'll be like, you got a couple boxes outside. I'm like, I didn't order anything, I swear. It's not me going crazy on Amazon. Because usually it's in Amazon boxes because I think that's just what everybody has to pack. But this stuff shows up. A lot of the times I know it's coming, but I don't know what it is. So I've got multiple stuff here. And one thing that I bought off eBay that I didn't show you guys, and it's been sitting down here. So I got that too. So I just opened these boxes to make sure it was historical stuff, but I did not look through anything. I'm going to look through it with you guys, but I want to show you something that I bought. If I can get it out of this. This was an eBay purchase. There were two of them that were different. I lost the bid on one. It went way too high. But I did win this one. I should have brought this with me to New Mexico to scan. But let's see. I forgot. I know it's a poster, but I forgot. Okay. Check this out. Let me put on my other... I have the other camera that'll be able to see this better at, probably. Yeah. Check out this. Original campaign poster, 1976 McBride. I know it's still all curly. So, pristine condition. Going to need to get that framed for headquarters. But I thought that was a really good find. Now, pushing this back, switch cameras, there we go. There was another great McBride poster in that same auction. A rare one I had never seen before. I might be able to pull it up for you guys on Elpedia, because what I did is, I'm a sneaky girl. When I see this stuff on eBay, even if I can't afford to purchase it for the party, I at least grab a screen grab of the image of the listing, because that's still preserving history. Even if I didn't have the item, I can at least get a picture of the item. So I did get a picture of, I did grab the screen of that poster I couldn't afford to buy. So I'm pulling it up on Elpedia right now so I can show you guys. Oof, computer's so slow. So let me get that. Wow, it does not want to load. What is with, is it Elpedia or is it my computer? Oh, here we go. Okay, so let me share this screen. You're going to see this poster. I'd never seen it before. Okay, it's this one right here. So this is the one I bought. Let's open this one up if we can. Huh, why isn't it opening bigger? Well, let me see if I could just enlarge my screen here. Oh, I know. I'm such a dummy. I'm sitting there clicking, going, why isn't it opening? I've got two screens. One that's showing my broadcast and one that's actually showing the desktop that's being projected. I'm clicking on the image rather than on my actual desktop going, durr, why doesn't it? Such a dumbass. Here we go. Yeah, so check that out. I wish I could have bought that one. I'd never... And look at him. He looks so much like Mr. Rogers. Oh, my God. You think we are just socially awkward today? Look at this dude. Like, he wasn't a chick magnet, okay? Let's just say that. Oh, socially awkward. But what a great poster. I wish I could have bought it. I think it ended up selling for like 50 bucks. Listen, I don't got that. So this is the one I bought, which is much more common, but still great condition. And you can see here on Elpedia all these McBride buttons. Some of these are, ooh, that's put in the wrong spot. No, that's right. McBride Berglund. That's correct. Sorry. Look at this one. Is that as big as that one goes? No, there we go. It'll pull it up in a minute, hopefully. That was quite an unusual button. My computer is super slow. Yeah, look at this. Look at that button there. Isn't that crazy? And look, what a young Berglund there. Okay, so yeah. That poster was something I did not get a chance to show you guys. And I better close Elpedia down because I could just get lost exploring Elpedia, you know. Okay, so I'm back. Yeah, so yeah, love that. But now we got the boxes. Yeah, so this is how it came. So no wonder my husband, and it was heavy. Oof. My husband was concerned, you know. He saw the Amazon box and he's like, really? You don't have enough shit? So this is from John Smith of Mesa, Arizona. If I remember the email correctly, he was cleaning out. You know, what's happening is, unfortunately, a lot of our older members are worried about what's going to happen to this stuff when they pass. They don't want their children to just throw it out. So they're sending it here. Apparently, John likes to shop at Safeway. That's what's packed in here. So, I'm such a nosy bitch. I'm looking at like how he shops. What was this? Because there's still a receipt in here. I am such a nosy. Aren't I terrible? Mama's Choice Cocoa. I hope it was good. All right. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm going to show you guys. You know what? I'm going to get another camera that's like an overhead camera because I need that for when I do beauty tutorials as well. It's not on this channel. You guys would have to search to find my beauty channel. I've got like 2 subscribers, but I do it more for me. But I need an overhead for that. There's a lot of duplicates here, which means that perhaps we can auction some of this off, but check this out. So it's a Andre Maru campaign. So that is cool. And it says at the bottom, I want to put this up to the camera. The Libertarian Party platform includes pro-choice, sexual freedom, no gun control. Did you hear that? No means no. Drug decriminalization. That is not exactly true. I'm going to do a show on that whole decrim versus legalization. I know people get all emotional about it, and I don't get it. We're for full drug legalization. Sorry, not sorry. Not decrim. At least as it's properly understood. Free trade, return of common jury trial. I need to take a note. I really do need to do that decriminalization versus legalization thing. So another copy of this. So perhaps at that 50th anniversary event, holy crap. I might need to do a separate show on these because it is like film, like slides, I think. Let me see if I can hold one up to the light to see what, holy crap. No, I don't, this is like microfilm. So there's no chance, I have no idea what's on here. This is, wow. I wish I knew what was on here because I don't know if it's worth getting it converted. Let's see if there's, it's just like, Let me see if there's any indication here what this is. It's text. And it's like really, look, there's a lot. I thought this was like photos, but, you know, that I could put on a slide viewer. But no, this is densely packed text. I have no idea what this is. And I don't know anyone with a microfilm viewer. Maybe the local library has a viewer. Gonna need to research that. So there's that package, and then there's more. This one just has, oh, it says on the top what it is. Kind of. It says election totals. 1986 election totals. You know who might be able, I'm going to get to with Richard Winger, because he might have this data already. And if so, I won't need to convert it. And if not, he might want to convert this. Let me make sure this is all election totals. It says up at the top. Oh, it's by candidate. Like here it says Diane Zerwesti. Yeah, so this is all kinds of election data. Wow, okay. And another package of it. Let's see what the top of these says. Current Alpha Fiche, Josefina Padilla, April 20th, 86. Just looks, I'm not exactly sure. I guess it's like election totals. And Colorado Moon, I do not mind answering questions. These are very interactive, and we often go on wild rabbit trails. Libertarianism isn't either. It kind of like falls outside the spectrum of left and right. But if I had to put it into the spectrum, just to try to simplify, understand this is very simplified. And left and right is so different today, because the left isn't the left like today, and the right, I don't even know what the right is today. But in the classic definitions, in at least America, we would be more right than the right and more left than the left. And what I mean by that is we believe in complete economic freedom. So that is traditionally a conservative or a right issue. And we also believe, though, in complete social freedom, which is also a traditionally a liberal view. So, and we're at the extremes of each of them. And I don't like saying the word extreme because it makes it seem bad. I prefer it as consistent. So, complete economic, economic freedom, complete social freedom. And I see you had said you're on the bottom right in the political compass. So many of those are different. So if it's the political compass I'm thinking of, that would be like right anarchist type, if I'm correct. The political compass the LP uses is diamond shaped. It's not the square. So it's a little different in the diamond shaped one. Libertarians, the upper dot, you know, each political compass is a little bit different. If you're talking about the one that I'm thinking of, okay, right. I'd have to look at it again. That'd be interesting to do that political compass test. I know the last time I did it, obviously towards the bottom, and center left. So let's see. Party totals again. All right, let's see what we got in here. Okay, this is, check this out. This is, I'm saying check this out and I'm not letting you see. So it's to John Smith, but I was looking at that Liberty Amendment stamp. I haven't seen that before. So this is all Arizona stuff. And let's see. And just so you know, Colorado, I do all kinds of strange stuff on this channel. A lot of it's history. This is the first time I've ever done a box thing. But I do a lot of philosophy as well. Apparently, this was a petition distributed by the Maricopa, Arizona Libertarian Party to defeat something called Valtrans. I don't want to hold these up too close because there's people's home addresses and things on here. And even though this is 20 years old, you know, I don't have consent, obviously, to be showing people's addresses. So, I'll stick that back in here. It's funny where it says the occupation. This little form asks for name, address, occupation. And under occupation, it says, sorry, we're required to ask this to keep the bureaucrats happy. Oh, look at these. Now, I've got a bunch of these. I've seen these before. But I've never gone over them here. And I'm not going to go through all of them here, but we're going to do separate shows on all of these. And funny that you were talking about philosophy, Colorado Moon, because that's exactly what this is, our positions. And I'm also obsessed with history. The LP used to be much more educational than it is today. So let me just give you some examples of these. These were little pamphlets we used to put out. So as you can see there, it says Libertarian Party position paper, number 9. Okay, we used to actually put out position papers. And it used to be required on every piece of literature we put out that the statement of principles was printed on it. So on every single piece of literature that went out, it had that. So, and this is when our national headquarters were in D.C. So the title of this position paper is Conscription, the New Slavery. I don't know what year this came out, but I want to show you. It's not there was information here. It wasn't like today's modern, and I know it's more modern graphic design is to leave a lot of white space, and I don't know. To me, our literature is dumbed down. It's not just us, it's everywhere. I mean, look how information dense this is. But I have an idea. You guys who are out here listening, do you do newsletters for your local affiliate? Why don't you start reprinting some of these in your newsletter? Bam, you got an article. That's part of the reason for LPedia. So, for instance, conscription, let's just take a little bit look on here. It's about the draft. And that's becoming a new reality, isn't it? And now with the potential of women being drafted. So, it's advocating for an all-volunteer army, obviously. And we use plain language that we would not dare to use today. Look at the bottom there. Stop draft slavery, because that's what it is. I mean, I don't think today we really think about it, but put yourself back in the time of Vietnam, and you're a young man, and you have your whole life ahead of you, but you live in fear because any day your number could come up and the government's going to claim its ownership of you, to take you and your body, to send you overseas, to kill other people or be killed. Imagine the fear. Imagine having your whole future snatched away, potentially. I mean, that can happen to any of us any day. You can be murdered or whatever, but this is the government doing it to you. I used to watch these specials where they'd have the draft lottery, you know, where all the families would sit around the TV just terrified. Can you imagine? I just can't. Awful, awful. So there's a bunch of duplicates here. And I see Michelle says about reprinting these. There's all kinds of stuff like this on LPedia. If you're a newsletter writer for your local affiliate, go to LPedia and just grab stuff because our philosophy stays the same. You might need to update it to today's issues, but like an article on gun rights in the 70s, the argument hasn't changed. The government overreach has gotten greater, but the argument's the same. So these look, man, he must have been really like opposed to conscription. These are all conscription. All of these are conscription ones, but we had like a series of 30 of these. So I'll be bringing these to the 50th anniversary celebration because there's a lot. No reason to have all those duplicates. Oh, wow. Remember when bumper stickers used to be big? I think it's because we had those big-ass metal cars with the big-ass bumper stickers, but look at that thing. I believe I also have already a bunch of these, but this is in very good condition. What? I don't know what this is. Okay, that's... No wonder this box was so heavy. What is this? So it's a bound... Oh, it's a lecture... You know, Richard Winger might want... Look at this. So, primary election, 1984. I mean, look at this thing. So let's... Oh, it's heavy. And it's bound like... Wow. Let me just show you some pages out of this. So it's all Maricopa County, Arizona. With statistics. And no other parties at that time. Republicans, Democrats, Libertarians. And it's just... I'll just show you a page as an example. This thing is really heavy. Wow, very nicely bound. I'm going to have to let Winger know about this. And speaking of Richard Winger, those of you who don't know, he's like the nation's foremost ballot access expert. He helps us. He's a libertarian, but he also helps any minor party. Like, he doesn't care. Like, he helps the Socialist Workers' Party. You know, it's just a matter of giving people choice. Yeah, so I'm going to need to let him know about this. He probably, like, already has it, but you never know. But, oh my God. You know, in the days before computers, this is the way you'd go and pull this off the shelf and do your research. What are these tabs? Oh, there's tabs on the side here. Okay, primary election summary, ballots cast, presidential elector, state senator. Okay, so it's all the offices. State mine inspector. Those of you who know our good friend Kim Ruff was running for state mine inspector in Arizona. Okay. So not as much in that box as I thought that there was. It's because that thing was so heavy. But I got two boxes. The other one is also from Mr. Smith. Typical box that like eBay stuff comes in. I'm telling you, my husband was so worried. Because I do have a spending problem. I'm terrible. Okay. Take out the... I'll tell you a funny story. It has nothing to do with the LP. I just reminded us. I once ordered from Amazon a big thing of bubble wrap. And the bubble wrap came in a box surrounded by this. Why would you put an air packs around bubble wrap? I have a picture of that somewhere because my mind was blown. Get out all this packing. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I really need an overhead cam. All right, there's a bunch of duplicates of an old Reason magazine. It's all the same. March 1978. Industrialism, the environment's best friend. Huh, most people wouldn't think that. Let's see what other kinds of articles are in here. Let's just read the table of contents. That would be interesting. Back to the Land, environmental suicide. Wow. These are, okay, I'll read the titles and the little subtitles underneath them. So Back to the Land, environmental suicide. It says, the Indians were notoriously poor conservationists. That's not very politically correct reason. In truth, it is only industrial civilization that preserves the land and gives us options. Next article. Deregulation is a moral issue. All the cost-benefit studies in the world won't dissuade those who believe in the moral rectitude of government regulation. Next, billion-dollar bumpers. Why did your new car develop elephantitis? I can't. That's a word I've never seen before. How come it's heavier, less maneuverable, less safe, and uses more gas? Our protectors in Washington are at it again. Check this out. A challenge to self-ownership. Most libertarian theory begins with the premise of self-ownership, but is it valid? A philosopher raises some prickly problems. I've read a lot of those types of articles, and I think I'm not a big Hoppe fan, but Hoppe's argumentation ethics could totally destroy. The only way you can argue against self-ownership is through self-ownership. So in arguing against it, you prove it. It's kind of presuppositional, but I think it's clever. All right, who gets what? What happens when the government attempts to redistribute income, and what does it portend for the future? So, yes, there was a question too. Chase asked, Reason used to put out print magazines. They still do. I get it every month. But here, over here is some that I bought myself. Oh, just over to the side here. There's some nice ones. March 73. And here's us on the cover. America's third largest party, success or failure. And this is in 77. All of this stuff I have over to the side here because it's stuff I plan on going through. Okay, let me just put that. I don't want to confuse stuff that I bought from stuff that belongs to the party. Wow, okay. Ugh. We got more of these things. Let's see if it's all still conscription. Oh. Ooh. Oh my word. Check out Rico Suave Ron Paul here. Look at young Ron Paul. That's great. And it's just a little pamphlet for him. And it looks like, is that an original signature, or is that, you know how sometimes you can sign it and then it's printed? So it's one of his things here. There's all kinds of like campaign stuff in here. But I want to look at these position papers first. Okay, it's not conscription. So here is position paper number 3, Civil Liberties. And again, statement of principles on the back. But look how information dense this is. I'm sorry, we need to put out stuff like this again. Dumbing down doesn't help anybody. So here it talks about freedom of speech, sexual freedom, women's rights, drug control. Hey, I'm going to be doing a show. Here it talks about involuntary hospitalization. Those of you who watch a lot of YouTube, there's somebody that a lot of people are concerned about. Her name's Eugenia Cooney, who very obviously has an eating disorder and is killing herself in front of everybody slowly. And watching her made me wonder, like, what's the libertarian solution to this? This poor girl, like, and I feel sorry for her, but I feel more sorry because she's an adult, for the young teenagers that are watching her, that they're EDs for, yeah, she is Colorado Moon. She's gotten worse. I mean, she mostly does Twitch, but oh my goodness, like, she's a skeleton. So I'm going to be doing a whole Eugenia Cooney show. But here it talks about, and I've always wondered, what do you do when the only person, like, at least she's physically harming is herself? She is influencing so many people. So it says here, involuntary hospitalization. The libertarian position is similar to that of Thomas Zaz. Like him, we think that government-promoted psychiatry by and large functions as a method of social control. The libertarian view is that people have a right to be just as unconventional as they wish, so long as they do not infringe on the rights of others. So, don't go look at her now, Colorado Moon. You'll be appalled. I don't know how she's still alive. To be honest with you, I just don't know. And in doing research for that show, I watched like the documentaries on Karen Carpenter. And wow, how sad that was too. Okay, so civil liberties next. Position paper number 5. Government and business. Again, statement of principles on the back. And yeah, and it is funny. Colorado Moon mentions that YouTube censors so much, yet Eugenia Cooney still monetized. And not even marked as potentially inappropriate for younger viewers. I had a video removed on my Robert's Rules of Order channel because the title of it was illegal ballots, and they assumed it was about the presidential election. And it had to do with counting convention ballots. Like, it had nothing to do with politics, like, really at all. And they removed that. Meanwhile, you got somebody, like, actively... Never mind. It's very frustrating. Okay. So government and business. Invisible hands. Socializing the cost of risk. I mean, future shows, we're going to be going through all these in detail. Oh, check out this one. Position paper number 6. Okay, I'm just going to start showing because it looks like there's a bunch of them here. Pot, helmets, vitamins, and you. Let's see what's in here. Yeah, just basically government paternalism. That, you know, having helmet laws is big mama self-protection, they called it. And I like the end part here. The central issue. For the issue raised by self-protection laws goes far deeper than the specific debates over helmet laws and vitamin potencies. It's the central issue of our time, the question of who owns your life. On one side are those who say, at least partially, that society or the government has a responsibility to take care of its citizens as opposed to simply protecting them from aggression. Interesting. All right, so next one, I have actually elastic, a Colorado Moon is so funny you say that. Like, throughout my whole life, people have told me that in some way, like not directly, but either my mannerisms or certain features look like Jamie Lee Curtis. I've been told that my whole life. Okay, a bunch more conscription. Now, elastic giraffe. I have a... I'm sure somebody has come up with this, but I kind of have, like, in Libertopia, what could be a solution to, like, the Eugenia Cooney thing. And the sneak peek is I haven't really developed it out. But, like, say, for instance, you were in a car accident or some kind of accident, and you were incapacitated and couldn't voluntarily give consent. The presumption is to bystanders is that you would want to save your life and that you would want to be helped, so that a doctor is not committing aggression against you if they they take your body, they save your life, which will be, in other circumstances, it would be physically accosting you. And so if you have somebody who is mentally unwell, shouldn't the presumption be that they would want to save their life? So with that, we often talk about libertarian solutions. For instance, if there wasn't, like, say, without marriage laws, like, how would your assets be distributed or whatever upon death? And we believe in, like, settling things through thoughtful planning and contract. If somebody, like, Now, this might not apply in the Eugenia situation because I think she's been this way for a long time. But let's just say me, I'm perfectly mentally competent now. We already have things like living wills. I think that what if in Libertopia, you know, the social convention was that unless you've actually contractually provided otherwise, the presumption is going to be that you want your life saved. So if you should be, or your safety insured. So if you wanted to be sure you were never involuntarily committed, if you weren't harming other people, you'd need to provide for that contractually, have something in the public record that says if, you know, I mentally deteriorate and I'm only harming myself, leave me the fuck alone. And if you made that decision when you were competent, that should be honored. So I'll get into that more. And to answer Colorado Moon, yeah, her mom is a huge, I think her mom's got like Munchausen syndrome by proxy. I mean, it's a weird relationship. And I did watch that Shane Dawson documentary. That whole thing with Jacqueline Glenn tried to help her. And she hates Jacqueline, but Jacqueline was probably one of the only friends she really had at the time. Jacqueline was a true friend. Okay, what's this? So an envelope, Stan Steger for governor. There's all kinds of campaign stuff in here. Check this out. Oh, my word. And good evening, CJ Abernathy. Jury nullification, history and quotes. Pocket constitution. What is this? Okay. Wow. This looks like it was clipped from LP News. Maybe. Yeah, but check it out. An order form for the National Party. And you were able to order all of these position papers. Wow, position paper number 8 deals entirely with mental health. I'm going to need to look at that. And there's buttons, audio tapes, activist manuals, and in the back is a listing of all the state party chairmanships and LNC at this time. So let's see here. Who was, I'm just curious, who was the regional representative for my state at that time? Colorado region. John Mason. He used to be Colorado chair. This is really interesting. And he was Colorado chair at that time, now that I'm looking at the chairs. Standing committees, advertising and publications, which is a committee that I'm on now. David Nolan. Berglund. Judicial Committee. Mailing List Committee. Who was... I don't see the officers on here. Oh, here we go. So David Berglund was the chair. The vice chair was Mary Louise Hanson. She is Coloradan. Secretary was Sylvia Sanders out of Pocahontas, Iowa. Okay, so there's... I'll be able to fill in some names on my little... What's this? Fully Informed Jury Association. So apparently Mr. Smith was really into jury nullification. Ooh, another young, suave Ron Paul. Look at him, man. He's so young there. He's a baby. Wow. Okay. And Colorado Moon asks, I don't know who Lauren Bauber is. Or I'm not, it's not ringing a bell. So more of these position paper statements. Man, we got a ton of them. Let's see what else we got here. Candidates. Just various, looks like Arizona candidates. So I'm not going to go through all of those. Oh, check this out. Q&A about the Libertarian Party. So let's see what they have in the Q&A. What is our goal? Liberty. Why was the Libertarian Party formed? Can't it be implemented through Republican or Democrats? Then it goes through inflation, unemployment, poverty, Social Security, the draft, nuclear arms race. Interesting. So it's a lot. And look, back page, statement of principles. Oh, now that you said, I was thinking somebody, historical Colorado Moon. I can't say I know a great deal. So I guess I'll have to say I don't have an opinion because I don't. The name now I know why it sounded vaguely familiar, but to be honest, I don't know much about her. Check this out. I'm kind of like lost in the past, to be honest with you. 1992 Arizona Convention information. And some bumper stickers. Tariffs or taxes that Americans pay. And then some more current, these are more modern bumper stickers. We all know those. An invitation for a Ron Paul reception. Some Bergland flyers. Okay, what's all this stuff? Wow, okay, some newsletters that were just shoved in here. Pima County. I didn't even know, I don't think I've ever seen this newsletter, like, I didn't know that the Pima County had its own newsletter. I think this was the first time I've ever seen this. And it looks like they were having a convention. Okay, interesting. Get this old Arizona Libertarian Party. And there's like people's letters in here. I mean, it's just like, dear fellow Libertarian, when I became chair of the okay, just like letters to the membership. This letter's not opened. Okay, opening it, but I need to know what's in here. Probably a newsletter, but no, it's another Oh. And apparently it was a candidate for school board. Okay. And Ben Weir, I agree with you. He said, and I want to put that up on the screen because this has been like my big thing. He says, I think we could use better LP handouts. Most definitely. Our apologetics have become horribly weak over the last decade. But you want to know what? If I wasn't on the LNC or too busy with other stuff, we don't have to wait for the National Party to do that. You'll be waiting forever. There's nothing stopping libertarians, particularly with the way you can do downloadable things now, from putting out our own. Michelle asked where you could find videos of LP conventions from back in the day. A bunch of those are going to be playing at the 50th anniversary celebration we're having in Denver in August. And then those will eventually be put on the Historical Committee's YouTube channel. So on YouTube, I think if you look up Libertarian Party Historical Preservation, there's a bunch of videos on there, but there's going to be more. Because we just had 300 or something VHS tapes converted. Okay, we got more in this box. Let's see. Looks like a lot of newsletters. So Arizona Liberty. Okay. So a newsletter. For a while there, it seems like all of the affiliates, all their newsletters was ex-Liberty, because we even had Colorado Liberty for a while. It wasn't very original. Never seen this. The New Political Times. And check this out. June 91, on legal paper, the Maricopa Activist. So it's a lot of newsletters. And then the Arizona Libertarian. A lot of newsletters. Okay, let's see what else. It's like magazine. Whoa! I have never seen this. There's multiple copies, but apparently Arizona not only had a newsletter, they had a magazine. I've never seen anything like this from an affiliate. It says premiere issue. Subscription form. Let's see what kind of articles were in here. Why vote Libertarian? Meet Ed Clark. Is there a bumper sticker in here? Oh my God. You guys are going to laugh. I can't pull it out. Oh yeah, I can. Pristine condition. Check this out. Don't steal. Government hates competition. Isn't that awesome? It was part of this newsletter. It was like, you know, woven to the pages. Like, so whoever... Contradictions of a conservative. I love that bumper sticker. That is fantastic. And we've got multiple copies of this. I wonder if there's a bumper sticker in each of them. Yep, I'm going to show you how it was put in here. Like, it was just like wound into the pages. So when you got this magazine in the mail, and I have multiple of these magazines. Isn't that great? So some more. Man, there are Arizona newsletters I've never seen in here. The Activist. Now there's a bunch of like multiple copy things. Wow. You know, you all know that my particular thing is that, like, I like the historical platforms. I want to show you what I just saw here. Because a lot of the old state affiliate platforms have been lost. Look at that. Nice. And this is when our platforms used to, like, oh, and there's multiple copies of it. So they got it on like a double-sided legal. And there's copies of national ones. Now, we have plenty of these, but woo, all these old platforms. You'd think I just found drugs. And you get convention information here. But man, he's got like 1 million copies of these. And then here was, the American Libertarian was put out by Mike Holmes. And an old Libertarian Party news. Now, of course, I have all of these, but... Liberty Today. And now some articles against the 55-mile-per-hour speed limit. Bunch of those. God, man, he had a whole pile of these. All of them are the same article. More of that Berglund stuff we already saw. Clark. Now, Clark had a great campaign because he ran with David Koch. And I know a lot of people have all kinds of feels about the Koch brothers or Koch brothers, however you pronounce it. Which, it just seems fashionable to hate them. But they're solid, well, I don't know about socially, but economically, they're solid libertarians. Here's some copies. This used to be a real big newsletter back in the day from the Society for Individual Liberty. Oh, this is from the Advocates for Self-Government, who puts out the world's smallest political quiz. And Fully Informed Jury Association. More Society for Individual Liberty. It's the same issue. I don't know why he had multiple copies of a lot of things. Yeah, these are all. And this Berglund ad. Okay, that's it for those boxes. That is nice. All of this stuff eventually ends up on Lpedia, but as you can see, you know, one of the LNC members who's not in favor of the historical project and would like to kill it, write me privately and I'll let you know who, so you could write him and bitch. I don't want to call him out publicly. Like, keeps, like, making me, like, answer all these, like, basically interrogatories. Like, how much have you scanned? How much is this? He doesn't understand. It's not static. The answer's not the same every day. And the time I spend answering silly questions, I could be doing work. But anyway, such is the bureaucracy that is inevitable in politics. Okay, yep, I think that's it. So that was fun. Tomorrow will be, if I can, I will be continuing ballot access stuff. Because I really felt that not just libertarians, but politically concerned Americans in general are so ignorant of the ballot censorship that goes on in this country. So I got the latest issue of Ballot Access News. We'll be talking about that tomorrow. Friday is always the LP News Libertarian Time Capsule. So it's going to be a bonus. We're still going through June 1973. So tune in for that. Oh, I might be doing that really early in the morning like I did last time. This is convention season. It's crazy for me. So I'm traveling Friday night, spending the night in the airport. So I might be doing an LP News thing in the airport because I'm going to the regional training in Atlanta, Georgia, Saturday, flying back home Saturday night. And then Sunday, I think I'm doing my Robert's Rules of Order show. So, yeah. But tomorrow, join me for Ballot Access News. And for those of you who weren't here yesterday for the live stream and haven't really been paying attention to my either Twitter or Facebook, I got that Colorado Moon. I don't know if you saw. I don't think I put it on Twitter. I put it on Facebook. I got this cloth mask that is like, you know, health requirement compliant, but it's a big beak, like, you know, it's a big pink plague doctor beak. So that's what I'm wearing. So that'll be fun. So to update those of you who don't know, I had been miserable this year with my job. It's just been terrible. So I just couldn't take it anymore. And I quit. I don't have another job yet. I gave my 2 weeks notice. I just couldn't do it anymore because I did say this on Twitter. I was this close that the next time my boss called me, I was literally going to say, if you keep riding my ass, you better pull my hair. And I realized at that point, I'd lost it. And I don't want to get to the point where I lose my cool. So I can't live like that anymore. So I put in my 2 weeks. So I've been job hunting as well. So yeah, I'm kind of like terrified, to be honest with you. And who knows? Okay, looking for another one, but I also have got so much Liberty work to do that I'm slowly building up support for my Liberty work. So that's the update. So I'll let you know I did have another interview today. So I am looking. We shall see. But But along those lines, before I go, I'm the world's worst self-promoter. Up along the top, if you like what I do and you're not hurting, because a lot of us are hurting, and I get it, okay? Please consider becoming a patron. It makes me really happy, and right now, it really helps. But again, you know, life is life, and I count on libertarians to voluntarily support things if they can. So there's my Patreon at Pink Flame of Liberty. And with that, I will be out for this night. I gotta go get ready for an LNC meeting, which is when I'm going to the weekend after this weekend. For a person who's terrified of flying, I do an awful lot of flying. So good night, everyone. I will see you tomorrow for Ballot Access News.
You gotta take what you're given, that's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed. I hear a lot of people talking like they politicians and choose to be an accountant because it's safe in a business, not because they want to